Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Concealer Fest, and today I'm going to check out, finally, I got my hands on the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. Retails for $27 for 0.33 fluid ounces or 10 mils of product. Currently getting 4 out of 5 stars on Ulta's website. Tarte's iconic Shape Tape Concealer, now in an even creamier all caps cushiony formula that delivers 24-hour moisturization. That's what we like to hear. It's got a built-in eye cream for moisturization, the pigment power of your favorite concealer for skin that looks hydrated, never dry, full coverage, natural moisturizing matte finish, doesn't cake or settle into lines, infused with nourishing prickly pear, hyaluronic acid, ginseng, vegan squalane, meadowsweet, avocado, mango, and shea butters, 12-hour crease-proof, waterproof wear. That's a lot of stuff. I count 35 different shades of this. I've got shade 16N, fair light neutral, kind of aiming for my summer shade here. Let's take a look at this one swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's concealer from Tarte, the Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer in shade 16N. Second is also from Tarte, the original Shape Tape in shade Fair. Third up, I've got from NARS, the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. Fourth is Wet n Wild Incognito in shade Fair Beige. And last, I've got from Lorac, the Pro Soft Focus in shade 1.5 Fair. I'm expecting the usual giant paddle. Oh, does not disappoint. Looks like the same kind of paddle in the original Shape Tape. We're going to do this sponge on one side, fingertips on the other, and see if we have a difference. I would say this might even be my winter shade. It's pretty light. If you're looking around the same skin tone I've got, that blended out easily. I wouldn't call it full coverage right off the bat with a sponge anyway, but there is some coverage if you compare one side to the other. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more to try to get that darker little trough area. It does build nicely. I'm not seeing any signs of caking, any buildup. That's where we're at, two layers with the sponge. Let's check the fingertip side. I think I got a little too much up here. A little bit goes a long way. I think I could probably use half as much product, but that little top dab had a little bit more product on it than I anticipated. It's all good. Cover up that redness in between my eyebrows. The original Shape Tape, I loved the coverage, and I wore it for a very long time. I was going to say I couldn't deal with how dry it looked on my under eye lines, but maybe my lines just got worse. I don't know. That could be as well. But this one is looking quite nice. It's not doing that spandex thing. You know, my holy grail is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Way Concealer. I also very much love the L'Oreal Age Perfect. Both of them do just a really nice job at smoothing over your existing lines so that they look less prominent. And this one doesn't seem to do that at all. I can still see my lines, nothing settling into them. Let's zoom in. Let me show you guys up close what I am seeing in my mirror here. It's not settling into any of my lines, which is lovely. It doesn't accentuate them. They aren't looking dry or cakey. Nothing is caking up. Everything looks quite nice, and the product looks smooth. It's just that it doesn't do that extra bit of concealing lines. It's doing I would call this solid medium coverage in terms of the color correction and the dark circle correction, but I still see my lines. It's not doing that really cool. Wayne Goss once described the Charlotte Tilbury as spandex for your under eye, and it doesn't feel like that. Like, it doesn't feel like anything's being stretched or anything, but it gives the look of like when a nice sheath of smoothing has been applied, and That's why I love that concealer so much. But this one's not doing that, but it does look quite nice. It looks nice. I don't think at a conversational distance anyone can see, really, maybe a little, the lines under my eyes. I see them in the 10x mirror, but it's a 10x mirror, and I'm not very often that close to other humans. So that is where we are starting out. I'm all right with where we're starting out. Let's check the time. It is 1:46 p.m. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. All right, back with the Tarte Ultra Creamy. I did not have to set it with powder. Nothing is moving around, nothing is breaking apart, nothing is caking up. Very pleased with how it is looking right now. I completely agree at this point with the moisturized matte claim in terms of the finish. I think that is what we've got going on right now. Everything came together well. I'll have everything I'm wearing listed down below. I'm going to go about the rest of my day, wear this face, and I will come back tonight and we'll see how it held up. 12:27 a.m. Let's take a look at how the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer held up. I have to say, one thing I'm very impressed with is that, remember how I was saying that it didn't seem to be smoothing out my lines? It has smoothed out my lines over time, and I suspect that that's because it's very humid out here today, and I think a mosquito is biting my arm right now, and super humid, and that's a perfect environment for hyaluronic acid because it attracts moisture and then can plump the skin. Whereas in a dry environment, hyaluronic acid can actually pull moisture out of your skin because there's not enough around it to absorb. So I think that's really good for those of us with dry skin and fine lines under our eyes, because I feel like my eyes look a lot more smooth than they did when we started out. That's a plus. That is an upside. I do think the coverage held up really well. My under eyes feel very hydrated. Dare I say more hydrated than when we started today. So dry skin, I think you're in really good shape. I think the coverage held up quite well. Let's zoom in and take a look. The only complaint I have is that it has broken apart along my deepest line. I have one deeper line under each of my eyes, and it did separate along that line. It's one of my movement lines. But other than that, everything stayed put. It didn't settle into any lines. And I do think it smoothed them out and plumped them up a little bit more than it was this morning. So, I guess it was this afternoon. But that overall is quite good. I think I like this quite a bit more than I liked the original Shape Tape, and I did like the original Shape Tape. It was just a little too drying on me. So if I had to give a grade to the Ultra Creamy, I think we're talking A. I really don't have any complaints. It's really nice. I like the coverage. I like the finish. I like how hydrating it is. We'd have to see how it does in the wintertime if you're in a super dry climate and there's not so much humidity going on. But for summertime, I'm going to use the heck out of this one. There you have it. Another episode of Concealer Fest is in the books. Have you tried this concealer? Do you like it? Did you not like it? How did it work for you? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.